Hi everyone, my name is Becca, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about couples interactions. Now, there's so much that can go into couples interactions and so much that can influence those interactions. So, I want to focus specifically on emotional intelligence and how that influences couples interactions. There has been lots of research done that shows a connection between emotional intelligence and marital satisfaction and stability. So, during this presentation, I want to go over what is emotional intelligence. I'm going to go over some of this research that shows the benefits of having high emotional intelligence, and also some key concepts of how they impact and influence couples interactions, as well as some practical applications that can help couples enhance their emotional intelligence. So let's begin by defining what is emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence can be encompassed by four concepts. So first is self-awareness. So being able to recognize one's own emotions, self-regulation, managing emotions effectively, empathy, understanding and relating to the emotions of others, and social skills, building and maintaining relationships. So these concepts significantly affect how couples interact, how they communicate, how they resolve conflicts. For example, couples who can recognize their own emotional triggers are more likely to navigate disagreements without escalating tensions. So the first key concept that I want to share and talk about is enhanced communication. Um, Communication is a major part of couple interactions, right? It's often how they interact is by communicating. And emotional intelligence can help partners articulate their feelings and needs more clearly and can reduce misunderstandings. A huge part of communication is active listening. So, partners that have high emotional intelligence are better listeners. They show empathy and they can validate their partner's emotions. Um, um, in a research that was done in 2006 about emotional intelligence and relationship quality among couples, they said that emotional intelligent individuals tend to engage in healthier communication patterns, which promote relationship satisfaction. The second key concept that I want to talk about is actually one of my favorites, and it is conflict resolution. That is a huge part of couples' interactions, right? And um, uh, individuals that have high emotional intelligence are more likely to approach conflicts calmly and constructively and use problem solving rather than blame, right? They can de escalate the tensions by recognizing when their emotions are running high and implementing strategies to cool down. Like maybe you need to go for a walk, maybe you need to go take a breath, maybe you need to remove yourself from that situation, so you can be in a better mindset to come back and have a better discussion. One of the great examples about being able to de escalate the tension comes from research is done by this really great psychologist called John Gottman. He's very known for his studies on marital stability and the dynamics of conflict in relationships. And his research emphasizes the importance of communication styles and how they affect conflict resolution in couples. So, one key finding from his study is that the way a conversation or argument is initiated, often referred to as the soft startup, can significantly influence the outcome. So, partners who begin discussions with a non confrontational tone, expressing their feelings or needs without blame, are more likely to receive a constructive and empathetic response from their partner. But conversely, a harsh startup can lead to defensiveness, escalation, and a negative interactions. So, for example, using I statements to express feelings instead of accusatory you statements can set a more positive tone to the discussion. And this aligns with many other research findings on emotional intelligence, where being aware of one's emotional state and managing it effectively contributes to healthier communication patterns in the relationship. The third key concept that sometimes can be overlooked is empathy and understanding. Um, High emotional intelligence allows partners to better understand each other's feelings and perspectives, and it helps deepen their emotional connection. Empathetic partners are more responsive to each other's emotional needs, which will strengthen the bonds in the relationship. The fourth key concept is adaptability. So, emotional intelligence can help couples adapt to changes in the relationship, right? Like life transitions or stressors by promoting open communication and mutual support. Another great benefit of emotional intelligence is that individuals can adjust their strategies based on the emotional context, which can lead to better and more effective solutions. An example is a longitudinal study where researchers tracked couples over several years and found that those with higher emotional intelligence were more likely to stay together. One couple highlighted in the study used empathy to navigate a major life transition, like having a child, by regularly checking in on each other's emotional states, which strengthened their bond. The fifth key concept is emotional regulation, which is, as we have talked about, it has played a role in pretty much all the other things that I've talked about so far. But emotional intelligence aids in regulating emotions. It allows partners to cope with stressors more effectively and minimizing negative spillover into the relationship, right? So sometimes we just need to work on our own feelings and our own emotions, and deal with those first before we can have effective interactions with our partner, so we don't take those frustrations and that stress out on our partner unnecessarily. Um, high emotion High emotional intelligent individuals can focus on positive aspects and shared goals, which helps sustain the optimism in the relationship. The sixth key concept that I want to share is relationship satisfaction. Now, this concept kind of rounds up everything that we talked about so far. Couples with high emotional intelligence report greater relationship satisfaction due to better communication, empathy, conflict resolution. Emotional intelligence is also linked to longer lasting relationships, as partners equipped with these skills are more resilient to challenges. So overall, emotional intelligence plays such a huge role in every single interactions that couples have with each other that it tends to improve their overall marital relationship satisfaction. In that same study that I shared in the beginning of this presentation, that was done in 2006, they also found in their data that there was a positive correlation between high emotional intelligence scores and better relationship satisfaction and intimacy. The study done with couples that were undergoing therapy found that those who practice emotional intelligence skills, such as emotional regulation and empathy, reported greater improvements in relationship satisfaction. For example, partners who learned to express emotions constructively rather than react defensively showed significant gains in intimacy and connection. So, emotional intelligence plays such a huge role in every area of the relationship that once you have those skills, you're able to improve your satisfaction overall. And lastly, I just want to conclude by sharing some real world applications of emotional intelligence. What are some things that can be easily done and worked on to improve couples' interactions? The first one is emotional regulation. So, developing the ability to recognize and understand one's own emotions and implement strategies to self regulate in order to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. This approach can help couples create emotional awareness and create a healthier interpersonal interactions overall. The second very important one is active listening. This involves not just hearing what your partner says, but truly understanding their emotions, reflecting back what you've heard can validate their feelings. The number three is expressing emotions. So encourage open dialogue about feelings, using I statements to foster a non-defensive atmosphere where both partners feel safe to share. And lastly, number four is to practice some empathy exercises, right? Putting yourself in your partner's shoes to enhance your understanding of how they are feeling, and and be more showing more empathy towards those feelings. I just want to summarize by saying that emotional intelligence is such a powerful tool to enhance couples' interactions, right? When couples develop skills such as self awareness, empathy, better communication, active listening, those things can truly improve a relationship. It can help them develop deeper connections and have an overall greater marital satisfaction. I hope that you guys learned something. Thank you so much for listening to me until here, and I'll see you next time.